I decided to hop on the internet and buy SI looking faces for this Honda Civic. This is gonna be juicy. And today we're gonna be doing a special install on the Honda Civic LX Coupe. In most cases, most people want SI gauges. In the SI models, the red line in this case is 7,000 RPMs in the SI version of this one. For the SIs, the red lines are always at the 7,000, but in the R18 engines, they all start at around 67,000. So that looks around there. Here we have parts to convert our gauge, our cluster, into an SI style. Speed, our economy bars would be in here, fuel gauge would be in this side, whereas we get the numbers exactly. There we go. The red line is exactly the same as the one we have in the car. In order to get access to both the two gauges here, or the clusters, we're gonna have to take out some plastic trim in order to take it out. As we did with the TPMS sensor, we're just gonna basically remove this bottom plastic here. And we should be able to just pry this open. We kind of have a little bit of a leverage, so we're just gonna pry this left or back. There we go. Should just take it out, and that's what you should get. Just plastic clips. All right, we got that side done. Let's just dump all of our plastic on the passenger. Pull towards you, but just careful enough to where you're not popping out. So we're now gonna focus on the left vent. So this entire black trim piece, we should be able to just pull it out. So just be very gentle with it. So we were able to get off. So nothing broke. All you gotta really do is just push it out. And careful with this cable because this is your economy cable, right? So you wanna just be very careful. So just really, there's nothing, no screws on it, nothing. You're just gonna pull it out. Basically, we're gonna have to take off the entire radio head unit. But in order to do that in this car, first, what you wanna do is shift your gear to the lowest gear possible, basically all the way down, so we have more room to work with. Pop open the cover here. And you got two star head screws, one here and one the other side. So we're gonna bolt that out, and I think this should just come out. And then we have two more Phillips head screwdrivers, one right here, one right here. And we're gonna take those out, and then I believe the entire head unit should just come out. So Phillips screws are out and removed. We can then pull out the entire gauges. But underneath here, I can get some light in there. There are two 8mm screws, one on the left as we see right there, and one on the right. Then we should be able to yank this out. Use a socket wrench, it's much more better. So we're not gonna fully take it out, we just want to be able to leave it out so we can pull this trim out and also get access to that. So we're just making more room. So as we pull it out, and then that entire unit should come out. So I think this entire layer right here will just pop out. Yeah, we're gonna do that without activating the airbag. So with the battery disconnected, there should be no power going to the car, meaning the airbag should not be receiving any power whatsoever. So just pop it up and it should come out. Or in this case, we just take off the entire damn upper trim. So because of that, we're gonna remove this screw. The one there and one bottom. We are now freely able to lift this entire, I'll pull it towards you. There we go. We took off the entire dashboard, not entire, but we took off the main dashboard unit. So now you're left with this. We're gonna move this out, remove the entire gauge here so we can work it on in the back of the car. So you got two screws here, Phillips heads, one here, one there, and one up here. So 3 total for the main gauge. And for the information bar, you got one screw here, one screw in the bottom, one screw right there, along with one screw here. I believe one up here and one up here. All right, I apologize. So you got one screw up here, one screw down here, one screw here, and one screw up here to take out just this this gauge. This one, there's one. If you want to take this one out, you can take the screw here, the screw hidden there, and a screw up here, and this should also come out. But we're just focusing on this. So I do want to know, you're just pushing down on the the tabs that are clear. The bottom ones, you have two. One that's plastic black and one that's clear. We're just pushing out the clear one. Okay, once you do that, they should just come out. So for this, I was able to remove the needle. It's kind of tough, but on YouTube, it advises you to use 2 spoons and to kind of just push it out. In this case, I just kind of just pulled it, and it was held on by a needle, a tight needle, so. Okay, that came off pretty well. So there we go. We got the old one. So first, we're gonna pull it from this top here. So it's kind of held in by glue, but you can see. So now we're just gonna remove this clear dome or clear trim piece, and we should just be able to stick it on. Plug and play. So I kind of had no way of taking this black wheel off because it didn't want to come off, so we kind of just damaged it-ish in a way. But it's still reusable, but we're gonna keep it in case, you know, we plan to revert it back to stock. For now, we're just gonna figure out how to take this out in the meantime. But as I'm doing that, I'm gonna reinstall this SI style gauge in. Yeah, nice. We don't got glue, but you know what? We'll make it work. And we're just gonna put everything back together, and should be good process. So this process is saying we're taking out the black piece, but for these ones, for the gas gauges, they're gonna be right behind the screen. So we don't actually have to take out the motherboard. It's pretty simple. So we're just gonna be pressing down on the screen, not too hard, but firmly enough to where we can move it up. So if we look carefully at the clip here, it'll slowly move up, right? So we want to move both of these up by pushing down. So press down, move up, stick your smallest flathead in, and pry it up carefully to where you're not breaking the acrylic screen, but enough to where you're able to take it out. There it is. You can see in there the blue one. So we're gonna just grab, if you have pliers, grab pliers, like your smallest pliers, and just take it out. We got the first one out. So compared to the new ones, you can tell that it doesn't have the 2 tabs. I think as long as it slides in the bottom, we'll be fine. So then slide it at an angle and then just push down. And we're just gonna press down on it. There we go. On to the next one. We're in. We're gonna test it real quick before we put everything on, and it's gonna look nice. All right, that works, obviously. Here we go. Oopsies. Oh.
Both the fuel and economy gauges did not show up, but clearly the car was still reading the speed as 0. So I assume that the upper instruments line all their data on the tachometer. As you can see right here, we're gonna plug the tachometer back into the car, or plug it back to the car, and you should see it pop up.
One hand right here, one hand challenge. Whew. Everything works. And there's the ticking. Everything works for sure. Right now, I'm just gonna put everything back together and we'll see how it looks. Hey guys, it's the next day. We didn't have enough daylight for yesterday, so we're able to show today of how the faces look like after the installation. Initially, this car came with blue faces. Already the faces look so much better. Looks like an SI's, honestly, but not really an SI's. And that's basically it, is to have SI looking faces. Along with it, it just gives a more sportier look. The blue faces that came originally stock from factory, it was alright, but honestly I feel like blue is just kind of an outdated color for most modern cars, you know? Whereas red is just really sporty looking, really aesthetically pleasing. Overall, it just complements the body style of this car, since albeit it is a coupe. Thank you guys for watching. That's basically all we did for the Civic. Plan to do more for the interior mostly and the exterior, but other than that, stay tuned for more content for both cars.